Welcome, I'm Dominique. I help people ignite their inner light, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you a personal story on how I found my purpose, and it hopes to inspire you on your journey or to give you some relief, because I remember how stressful of a time that was when I was seeking for my purpose. So first I want to start off by talking about who I was when I was searching for my purpose versus who I am now, because they're complete opposites. Before, I was someone who was really stressed out. I had a lot of anxiety. I was always in my head. I was really negative. I had like negative outlooks on life and kind of paranoia too. I had low confidence, insecurities, low self-esteem. Like, for me to get in camera and do this would tear me apart. So yeah. And during that time, I was working at a job that I just didn't want to be a part of anymore. And I just hated it every time I went to work. And that was kind of what started me wanting to find my purpose. So when I was trying to figure out like what I should do, what am I passionate about, who am I, that's where it got really dark, because looking back in my life, there was just nothing I could come up with. Like, I felt like I just didn't know who I was, and I didn't even know what made me happy. So that got really dark, but still I hated the job that I was at, and every day I would go, I'm just like, no, I need to figure it out. Like, it just became like me fixating on finding my purpose. So after that, so that was basically a daily thing. And like one day I was searching, one of the first things I got to work, I like Googled, how do you find your purpose? And this guru came up and he was talking about your purpose, and basically saying, if you're trying to find your purpose, you are going insane. If you think you found your purpose, you are already insane. And to me, that resonated so deeply, because I literally felt like I was losing it. I felt like I was going crazy. So I don't know if you meant it literal or not, but I don't know. I felt like I was going insane. So, and then basically he was talking about the purpose of life is just to live. And so at that moment, I'm like, okay, I think I have this backwards. So like at that point, I kind of like took a breather, and when I got home later on that night, I came across an Aaron Doughty video and on YouTube, and he was talking about your purpose and raising your vibration. And basically your purpose is on a higher frequency. And if you're like in a low frequency, like I was, like, what is it? Who am I? Oh, I hate myself. You're not going to know, because you're down here and your purpose is up here. So you have to raise your vibration. And basically he said, to raise your vibration, you need to do things that make you feel good, or like the things that, make you feel happy. And like, I'm like, I don't know what makes me feel happy. So he basically said, if you don't know, start really small, draw, paint, dance, listen to music. And so at that point, that's where I was like, okay, I'm gonna just like forget all this. I'm just gonna forget about trying to figure it out, and I'm just gonna worry about making myself happy. So that's basically where I just dedicated myself to me. And I did all the things that he said, draw, paint, walk, listen to music. And at first it didn't really make me happy. It didn't like basically raise my vibration, but it was more of a distraction from my mind. My mind was always worried and stressed about something. So like if I was painting, I wasn't necessarily happy about painting, but it was just like a break from my mind. So that's what I really like. So I started doing that more. I didn't give up on it. I started doing different types of like do-it-yourself kind of projects, and it helped a lot, and to the point where I actually started to enjoy it. And then I got to, I guess you could say, a higher vibration, and I started to just want to do things that made me feel good. And I got to a point where I'm saying yes to everything that makes me excited and saying no when it doesn't. And so that was kind of cool. And at one point I got on Instagram, and I was just deleting accounts that like didn't make me feel good when I would see them on my feed. And then I would just follow accounts that made me feel good. And at the time, like during that, I was going through like my spiritual awakening, I guess you could say. And I was, so I was following accounts like that. And I came across his account, and it was just like a bunch of angel numbers and just a bunch of like beautiful quotes. And I just decided to click on the link, and it led me to this girl's website, and she was basically advertising or talking about a school that she had went to, and how she like basically was able to like fix her health and, you know, her happiness, and basically just talking about the school. And so I was like looking into the school, and I just started to fall in love with the school, because basically it's IIN, it's Integrated Nutrition School, and it's a school that just doesn't focus on nutrition, but it focuses on just like being there for like the individual, and just like listening to everything and talk and and figure out everything that's impacting the person's health. So that could be like social life, relationships, career, all of that goes into play with your health. And to me, that resonated, because I'm like, okay, well, my health is not that great. Like, I was at my heaviest at like 220, and I'm just like, you know, not in a good state. So I'm like, maybe this could help, you know? And maybe if it doesn't necessarily help me, it'll help me. I guess I thought like to use it for like my kids when I decide to have a family. But so yeah, so since it got me excited, and I was saying yes to everything that excited me, I did it. I pulled the trigger and I did it. And around that time, I actually got laid off because of the pandemic. So it worked out for me. So I was just focusing on healing myself, doing a bunch of shadow work, meditating. I was doing things, you know, that raised my vibration, and just doing the modules from the school. Every single module that came out, I was so excited. Every night I would like yap to my partner's ear of like what I learned at school. So he probably knows everything that I've learned there, but I soaked it all up. It was amazing. And during the time, it was helping me out, everything that I was learning. So I was kind of using it for myself. And then it was like month 3 of like doing the school. I had this like thought of, hey, okay, I think I know what I want to do, because around that time, that's where we had to like implement what we learned into action. So like, you know, doing like free consultations, like free health histories with people, and figure out like what's going on, what's their health concerns, what's their goals, what's their past, what's their future, kind of thing. And I just noticed I was just in my element, and I was just relating so much to every single person I was talking to. And I just felt like at that point I realized what I was going through, it seemed like everyone was kind of going through that on like their own individual level, but we're just like not talking about it, but we all feel so alone, but like we're all going through the same thing. So I don't know, I just kind of had this idea, like I think I know what I want to do. And when I had that thought, because I was scared to actually say that out loud, I don't know why, but I was, when I had that thought, I'm like, that's where I realized like where I was at, like the improvements that I have done. Like I didn't even notice like that I kind of left that part of me. And like now here I am knowing like, oh, I think I know what I want to do in my life, versus like I clearly remember saying that like I will never see the day of saying that, of knowing it, because there was like no way I was going to figure it out. So the rest is history. I've been health coaching ever since, and I've been basically just helping people on their spiritual awakening and reach their health goals. And I love it. It's great. But if you would have asked me back then, you know, hey, you're going to be a great health coach, like you could totally help people doing this, I would have said, yeah, right. Like I could barely help myself. So I just feel like when we're like seeking to find our purpose, it's more of like a intuition to like, hey, try to seek something else, because you're going to go through a process of healing and like figuring out yourself to reach this higher place, kind of thing. That's how I kind of see it. I see it as just like, it's like a message from the universe, like, hey, try to figure this out, because you're going to become a lot stronger after this. Or I don't know. That might resonate with you or might not, but that's the strong message that I get from it. So to kind of wrap this up, basically relax. If you're, really just trying to figure out your purpose, just take a breather and just focus on yourself. There's nothing better you can do than dedicate you to you. Worry about your happiness. Do things that make you feel good, and watch. Things will just start falling into place. I literally just came across this Instagram post and this website, and I got excited, and it was like around the perfect time because I was like saying yes to everything. And then it was one of the best decisions ever. So that happened for me. Trust in the universe, trust in yourself, and just relax and be gentle, and everything will be okay. If this resonated, please like and comment and subscribe. I very much appreciate it. But yeah, take care, be gentle. I love you.